Hey guys, what's up? It's 412 Sports Cards here today, back with another video, and today I'm coming at you with a new video talking about Grail hunting, learning what cards matter the most and kind of how to approach hunting those cards. So this is my first ever hunt for a Grail in my 4 years of being seriously into cards. It's probably worth 3 times the highest value card in my collection right now, and it's very rare, so it's going to be a difficult quest. And as I go through this process, I want to keep putting out videos to show you where I'm at, where my head's at, how my thinking about this process is evolving, in hopes that it'll give you guys some insight into maybe how you should think, or how you should not be thinking as you hunt your own Grails. So, background, what makes a card a Grail to me, and what makes my target card a Grail. And I'm not going to share specifically what that card is, but I'll tell you what makes it important to me. It's kind of a 3-pronged point, right? It's 1, it's a player I like and would PC in his own right. 2, it seems underpriced in today's market despite being a rare high-end card. And 3, it's a tough card to find on the open market. So it's going to be a true challenge to pursue it, not just in terms of price, but in terms of finding it. So I'll get on to the stages that I foresee in my Grail hunt and the steps that I think you might be able to apply to. So step 1 is reevaluating all the cards in your PC or your investment portfolio for their investment potential. Regardless of what your thesis was when you got them, you need to evaluate all your cards in your collection for which are the weakest investments. Now, this is something you should be doing periodically anyways, right? But just having that hunt for that Grail really motivates you, and it keeps you honest and keeps you focused on this process, which I think is a really healthy thing for your investment portfolio, and something we don't necessarily do as much as we should. Because as you embark on this hunt for a Grail, you're going to need to boost your bankroll or have a massive collection sell-off to fund it immediately. And I'm going to choose the former, the boost, try to build up my bankroll a little more just to keep my portfolio allocations a little bit more in line, because, obviously pursuing a Grail really can throw off your player-to-player, sport-to-sport allocations that you had been striving for. So I'm going to try to build up some bankroll to kind of preserve some of those allocations and just flip until I can raise enough money that I don't have to sell off a ton of my big investment pieces. So when I evaluated my collection, I'll just show off a cheaper card because some of these are gone. One person who kind of got the axe was Ja Morant. This card shows up a little crazy here. This is the shocks from the Hoops Premium Hybrid. But, I ended up selling a BGS 9.5 Ja Morant Silver Concourse, a PSA 9 courtside, and a Trout Rookie Update BGS 9.5. You've seen that one on the channel already. So it's important to note that whether I was in the money or not was an irrelevant factor here, a non-factor. I was down money on the Silver Concourse, I was up money on the courtside and that Trout, and that said, it didn't even matter to me that I was down on that silver courtside Ja. 1, it was in a BGS slab. 2, I just felt like Ja wasn't where I wanted to have, so I had way too much money in Ja. I bought some of it for fun, but I was overweight a player that risky. And what I did to kind of substitute the fun is I bought a cool card that I liked. I bought a Donruss Elite out of $299. It's a card I really like, so it was a cheap option, about $100. And I sold off way more than that in Ja. So it was a way to keep the fun going and also just realize that I had a lot of money and not the greatest investment, and kind of transition that money towards this Grail hunt. And there's no point in refusing to take money out of cards that are down, right? Why would you leave it? And if you saw that your card was underperforming and you thought it might continue to underperform, why would you refuse to take a loss, leave the money in the underperforming asset, when you could suck up a little bit of a paper loss and put that money into an asset that's going to help you recover that loss, as opposed to just stay flat like you think that worst investment might do? So I don't have a ton of faith in the baseball market either, plus Trout's really high pop is kind of what scared me off there. That's why I got out. So when I did my preliminary reinvestigation of my investment theses, I found that Ja and Trout were just at the current prices not something I wanted to be in, and they were what went. There might be subsequent moves where I dig a little deeper and remove a little bit more stuff, but that's where I'm at right now. So point 2, once you've done that, you should be reinvesting that money into higher quality investments. That's my goal right now, right? I sold off what I didn't think was as good of an investment. I'm putting more of it into what I think is a better one. The fact that I'm showing you a Hoops Premium base card should show you how much Kevin Durant I currently have, but 2 are on the way. KD for me is where I wanted to put my money. 1, I like the chances of the Nets to win it all, and 2, I think it's a good hedge for my portfolio considering how much LeBron I have. In particular, I got a KD Finest and a KD Bowman Chrome. Those are really cool, by the way. Those Bowman Chromes base are numbered out of 2,999, which I know is a lot, but it's nice to know a pop of a base card. And, it's worth noting that I don't need to invest in Topps Chrome at this point in my process as I see it. Yes, those cards that I chose are going to be less liquid than the Topps Chrome, no doubt in my mind. But at this point, it's about making the most strategic plays that I think can get me the highest ROI. And if it takes me a little to sell, it takes me a little to sell. I'm still pretty far away from getting enough in my bankroll to actually buy that Grail should it come up. So at this point, it's just about making the best possible investments that I see. For me, it was KD. His cards are relatively cheap. So yeah, that was the play for me. That was where I put my money into a higher quality investment. Didn't matter that it was less liquid in my mind because I'm still so far from the goal, right? It's all about timing. It's all about where you are in the process. Step 3, which is where I am not, but where I hope to be at some point, is going to be preparing for the purchase. So after the flip phase and the building of a bankroll, I think you can 1, park your money in cash, or 2, park your money in highly liquid assets. Maybe not a Luka Optic necessarily, but like a Luka Prism, or like, stuff that you think might appreciate modestly. LeBron Topps Chromes, that's maybe a little volatile. All this stuff's a little volatile. KD Topps Chrome, maybe if you still believe in KD, but you're nearing the point where you think you can afford the Grail, maybe you put money into a KD Topps Chrome so that when you need to sell, if that Grail shows up, you can sell, you can get out, and you can still kind of earn some returns, hopefully, while you're waiting for the Grail to pop up, which can be a long wait. So that's why maybe you don't want it to all just sit in cash. It's tough, because it's tough. I mean, I probably will do a little of both, a little cash and keep a little bit of it in liquid cards until the very end. But like I said, I think that I'm going to really, if I'm keeping money in cards up until the very end, it needs to be really liquid, because the name of the game is you need the money to get the Grail when it comes up. And it's strategy. I've heard Stacking Slabs talk about this before, about the fun of strategizing for a Grail hunt. And I highly encourage you guys to do this too. Just strategize a little bit about, maybe there's a card you want that's a little out of reach, but you think is a great buy. Strategize about how you can get it. It's really great thinking, and really I found very, very fun, and a very fun way to interact with my collection and the hobby. So I hope you enjoyed this insight into my Grail hunting process. If you did, drop a like, drop a sub. You guys have been great about doing that, dropping all those likes, and it really helps me out, and I really appreciate all of your support, all your comments, and I hope to keep you guys updated on this process, maybe some more videos as I move along, and anyways, that's it for this time, and I'll catch y'all next time.